Okay. Topic 9, part 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to think about how we bring the gametes from the male and female together in the same place. So it's all about sexual response, okay? So our reproductive organs are designed to bring the gametes together, okay? So for example, we have glands like the greater vestibular gland that is designed to provide lubrication in order to facilitate the entry of the penis and make sure that the egg and the sperm actually meet, okay? Again, okay, so we have changes in physiology as a consequence of this, okay? It's all designed for the sperm and the egg to get together and actually create another human being. Let's look at the male penis. Again, when you have arousal of the male, you have an artery here, an artery there, and they are going to fill these two areas with blood, okay? Now, this part here is going to be the urethra, okay? So there is vasodilation. There are blood vessels delivering blood to these organs in order to get them ready to get the sperm and the egg to meet. That's the whole point, okay? Now, if you have a look at this, you can see here that the sperm were actually made here in the testes, but the sperm was also stored here until ejaculation. So when ejaculation happens, the sperm go up and around and end up here, okay? Now, when the sperm are here, we have some glands that actually add to the sperm. We have this gland here, okay? And we also have the prostate gland and this gland here. Now, those glands will add liquid to the sperm, will add the secretions to the sperm. So the sperm plus the products of those glands is what creates semen. And then that semen is propulsed all the way up and out, okay? So with the male, you have the bladder here, and then you have the reproductive organs. So you can see that the urethra is actually used by two systems, the renal system and the reproductive system. Okay, so the male, like females, also have a pelvic floor. So these pelvic floors, muscles contract, and that is what creates the pressure to propel the semen out from the urethra, okay? So they are also important in that role. So let's see what happens after ejaculation has occurred into the vagina, okay? Here we go. So during ejaculation, we have millions and millions of sperm are actually deposited into the vagina. And what they do is that sperm starts swimming, okay? They start swimming upwards towards the uterine tubes. Now, some sperm are going to get lost along the way. For example, we have an acidic environment in our vagina, so some sperm will die. some sperm are not going to be able to swim as well. Only some sperms will make it that far. Will only make it this far in. Then some sperm will end up swimming this way, which is towards the ovary that did not ovulate. So they'll end up getting there and figure out that there's no egg. So those sperm are kind of lost. But some sperm will turn the right way and find the egg. Okay, so this is where ovulation has occurred. So yeah, so only a small fraction of the sperm will actually reach the ovulated egg. A lot of them were going to be lost, and so the one that actually wins the race is the one that's going to get there first and going to get to the egg first. Okay, so it's all about survival of the fittest, isn't it? Only the best sperm gets to the egg. The one that's made the right decisions and the one that's actually swam the hardest and the fastest. Right, so let's have a look and see what is a vasectomy and what happens when someone says they've had their tubes tied. So you can have here, what is a vasectomy? A vasectomy is just cutting your tubes and tying them off there. So what you're doing is that you're actually stopping sperm from being ejaculated. So you still have the fluid, but you just won't have any sperm. And then for females, there are different ways that they can do this. They can band your uterine tube. It can be tied and cut, it can be cauterized, or it can be clipped. So essentially what you're doing is that you're trying to stop sperm from reaching an ovulated egg. Okay, that's what happens when someone's had their tubes tied or a vasectomy. There you go. Interesting, hey?